Hey, the topic for today is going to be, is it time to break up with your lotion, with your pump lotion, or with your creams, with your liquid lotions that come in a tube? So what do I mean by break up with it? Now, when I started to actually make and start using the very first lotion bar that I ever had, I had to still adjust to using it. It was different. It was obviously something that wasn't as convenient and as easy as a pump lotion, but yet it's something that was so good for my skin and so handy that even though I knew I felt better after I applied it, there was this transition. I stuck my pump lotion in the closet and decided I'll keep it there as a backup, or if I'm in a hurry, I'm going to grab that one, or whatever host of reasons. I didn't want to waste it by throwing it away or giving it away or whatever. So I had my reasons for just keeping it there, but then I realized later that it's time to just toss it. It's just time to get rid of it, and we're going to go through some reasons why you might need to just quote break up with your scented lotion. And there's a lot. It's not just the fact that it's a liquid. It's not just the fact that you have to, maybe reapply more often. You just need to get onto the good stuff and use it more often. And then you're really going to see how those changes take place in your skin. So let's talk about that. First of all, is this you? And when I use the word breakup, okay, I was trying to make this analogy of like, what attracted you to that first scented lotion in the first place? Usually let's go with the scent. You love the fragrance or the scent of it, and maybe you received it as a gift. There's so many great scents out there, and I am one that loves scent. I do. I will admit that. So if this is you, you love your pump lotion because of the scent and the fragrance, and you just don't want to get rid of that, of the bottle. Or maybe this is you, and this is me too in the beginning. It was just easy to use. It was just like I could be in the bathroom, wash my hands, bam, right after that I can just pump some lotion into my skin, and my super dry hands from frequent hand washing would get that immediate relief. And so I felt good. You know what? It's easy to use. It's right there. I'm done with it. There it is. But then as you start to kind of get into, with me, it wasn't even like I was trying to switch out all the ingredients and the products that I was using. When I started to make and use a lotion bar, honestly, I didn't care a whole lot about the ingredients. I just needed something that would really work for my skin. And I had those deep cracks and splits. And frankly, I didn't even care if it was a prescription. I was so desperate. I just wanted some relief. I wasn't crazy about having to get a prescription from the doctor or whatever, but I just wanted to have my hands to be my tools that I could rely on to get the things done. So it wasn't even that I was going to start going crunchy and I was checking all the ingredients out in what I was putting on my skin or putting in my kids' hair. I wasn't even there yet in this journey. When I started making a lotion bar, I had nothing, really very little, I should say, to do with the ingredients. In fact, if anything, I was afraid it wasn't going to be as effective if it had supernatural ingredients in it. But maybe that's not you. Maybe you are more concerned about the ingredients. Or, and this is a biggie for a lot of people that come and find this, but maybe it's because your skin reacts to various ingredients. And so you do have to be careful with what goes into your skin. So you might be looking for something other than a pump lotion because you're really concerned about the ingredients. And one of the reasons is not just because is it safe or not. You just can't even put on your skin without your skin breaking out in a rash. And there are a lot of people that have that problem. Or, you know what, you've had a spill in your handbag and you've had some kind of a issue where you take your bag somewhere, you've got your lotion and it's a hot day. You're pulling stuff out of your purse and you realize that your lotion exploded. That's the worst. Other problems that you've had with your liquid lotion is that you can only bring so much on the airplane. And if you're not really aware of that, there are so many ounces that you're allowed to bring and you have to put it in a Ziploc bag. And so I know for myself, I would probably reserve those liquid items that I'm bringing on board to be my makeup, my foundation. It's not necessarily going to come in the form. I don't want it to come in the form of a lotion or a shampoo. That's why I like the fact that I use bars of lotion and bars of shampoo so that I can carry it on and I don't have to check any bags in. And then worst of all is no matter how often you use a liquid lotion, at the end of the day, your skin is still dry. So what started out as like, I love my pump lotion for the scent, you realize though that at the end of the day, it's just not cutting it for you. It's just not fixing that super dry skin, and you need something a lot more powerful. So when it doesn't work, what do? You end up having to reapply it to your skin again and again. It might feel great at first, but you have to keep going back to it again and again. And I'm just going to liken that to a bad relationship. You meet a guy and he smells great. He's good looking. He's convenient. He's right there wherever you want to go. But then you realize you need him more often, and it's just not delivering. You need to break up. All right, we're going to talk about why water in skincare is not ideal and what it can be replaced with. So let's talk about some of the things in your favorite lotion that is not the best for your skin. All right, this is the biggest reason that if the product contains water, then you have to put preservatives in it. So you have to have something that's going to get rid of the bacteria, the mold, and the yeast that can grow. You have to add something that's going to kill the microorganisms, the waterborne bacteria, and prevent the growth of the bacteria, mold, and yeast. So you're going to have to put some kind of preservative in it if it has water. Now, sometimes it's a little bit tricky. In fact, if you have a lotion with you in the room, check the ingredient listing. Most likely, let's bet that the very first ingredient is water. Now, that's a huge fill. You're paying for a lot of water in that bottle. Okay, but what if it doesn't say water? It could say hydrosol or floral water, even aloe vera juice. Those still are water-based skincare items, and they're still going to need preservatives. But here's the problem. The preservatives can still irritate your skin. So here, if you've got a bottle with you, see if there's quaternium. I don't even know. Sorry, I'm not going to even try to pronounce these things. I'm not a chemist, and I'm not going to try to pronounce some of these ingredients. But if it does say that, that's a preservative that releases formaldehyde. So that's what you're putting on your skin. Also, you'll see the other chemical names right there too. Some more. There are a lot more. And obviously, people are also aware of parabens. They don't really want those in their skincare. And all of these other ones, alcohols of one type or another, can be in your skincare as a preservative, and these will irritate the skin. So those are other issues with your favorite pump lotion. Here's another one that you may not expect, but some of the ingredients that are in your favorite skincare, especially if it's touted as being natural, it might still have soy in it. It might have, if you're allergic to wheat, in fact, I get that question, are our products gluten-free? Yes, they are. And something that people don't realize is that vitamin E, which is a natural preservative that will be used in natural skincare, can be wheat-based. Now, the only vitamin E that we have in some of our products are soaps, and one of our soap makers does use the vitamin E, but she does not use a wheat-based because she has customers in her customer database that don't want the wheat-based vitamin E. So she uses a different vitamin E that's not wheat-based, or a tree nut, and even shea butter. It is a tree nut. It's not as common of an allergen, but still it can cause your skin to react. So you need to be aware of what's in your lotion. Or eggs. Some people have eggs in their skincare products. So if what you are allergic to is also, like when you eat the food, is also in your skincare, it can trigger you. So just be aware of that. Okay, but this is the biggest one. Okay, the biggest is that fragrance, and it's in almost any kind of regular lotion that you buy, or moisturizer, or any kind of cream. It is loaded with fragrances. So when and not just like one essential oil, oftentimes it's going to be a blend of different chemicals. So it's a blend of different fragrances and that make up just one scent. So it's not even just like that's one ingredient. There's going to be several different ingredients, several different chemical components put together into one blend. And this tops the list as the most common allergen. And from the stats here, 20% of the population can get an allergic reaction, which is also called contact dermatitis, to the chemicals that are in fragrances. And their skin can get worse the longer they use it. So if you can't figure out what's going on with why you reacted the way you did to some kind of a lotion or cream, often it could be the fragrance. I was just talking to my neighbor last night, and she had had some kind of like an eye infection where it started to just get very puffy. And she tried to figure out, what did I do differently? What did I eat? Whatever. And she's pretty sure that the only thing that came that close in contact to her face was her sister-in-law's sunscreen that she borrowed that day. And interestingly enough, I know that's totally, well, is it that, or could it be something completely different? It could be something completely different. But when I was looking this up, I read that sunscreens actually have quite a few allergens in them. So you do need to be aware of that. And they'll throw in the fragrance. I remember my favorite coconut, what was that one with the little girl that has a little tan line on her bum? That was Coppertone coconut. Oh my goodness, that was my favorite as a teenager. But it could be very, it could react very badly to your skin. Okay, let's have a little guessing game here. I just grabbed this particular brand, not to knock the brand, but I just wanted to show you an example of a popular brand, and this is for extreme dry skin. So this is what I would have definitely grabbed when I was dealing with dry skin in my hands and feet. I would have hoped that this could fix it for me. So let's guess. Just think about it. I'll give you a second to think about how many ingredients do you think are in this bottle? Not only how many ingredients, how about this? How many ingredients do you think you would actually be able to identify? Like you would know that if you saw it. If you read that, you would know what that ingredient is. Let's check. 28. And it could be even more because this last line says it's a blend. So it could have a blend of just those three, or it could even be more. But look at all of these. How many of all of those ingredients do you say, oh yeah, I know what that is? Water, fragrance, alcohol, and then you may know lecithin. But there's so many, petroleum. There's so many ingredients in here that you definitely wouldn't want to eat. So this is what you're putting on your skin, and this is what could be not fixing it, but making your skin even worse. However, it is that initial feeling of, oh, this feels so good. This makes me feel so good. Initially, yeah. Between the scent and how it might make your skin feel initially, yes, that could feel really good on the skin. But really what the problem is that it's because of all the water. It goes back to the water. And so what we want is a waterless type of lotion. So if we could take water out, and then we could take the preservatives out, and then we could decide whether we want a fragrance or not. We don't need, a lot of times the fragrances are only added just to cover the scent of all of those preservatives. So now we want it to smell good, make people want it. But let's say we took the fragrance out. Now, what can we be reduced to that will actually get the skin fixed? Because there are a lot of, if you want your scent, and even if you don't want scent, there are all kinds of alternatives that you can have instead, that because it doesn't have water, you don't need to add those extra things in there. All right. Oh, one thing that I do want to add is that anhydrous means that it doesn't have water, and most products don't. If it's a water-free product, it will not need to have preservatives. The exception, though, will be if it's something that's going to come in contact with water. Like lotion, you don't need to add water to it for it to be used like you would like a sugar scrub. So in this case, this will not, like the lotion bars that we sell, do not need to have preservatives added. All right, so there is a better alternative. Obviously, I'm here to tell you what that is. And these bars here are all lotion bars, and they do have scent, because I know that those of us who just love to have our scented products don't have to give up scent in order to have a really good dry skincare lotion that works. So this is also, by the way, remember that when you do add water to a product, it's going to evaporate. It's not going to stay in your skin longer. And we're going to talk about the ingredients in the lotion bar that actually make it stay in the skin and even act as a barrier. Here, let's talk about those next. These on the right are shea nuts from the shea tree, and they grow pretty consistently out in Africa. So shea, you can find shea nuts in Africa. And when they are taken out, I mean, this is basically, you can have a shea oil, but what we use is a shea butter. So it's a very thick, luxurious shea butter. And I always say that if I were left alone on a deserted island, I would hope that there would be a shea tree, because I would take the nuts from the shea tree and use those, somehow make a cream out of it, because it is so good for the skin. And if all you had was shea butter, you're going to be fine. You could actually do quite a bit with just shea butter on your skin. It also acts as a nice barrier as well. So it's the one ingredient that seems to fix a lot of people's skin issues, including eczema. We have a lot of people who come to us because they have just some kind of mild eczema. They can't get rid of it. Shea butter is the wonderful fix for that. And then coconut oil. And this is the coconut oil. It's a 76-degree melting point coconut oil. So because of that 76 degrees, we like to use it because it really helps the lotion bar absorb into the skin. Let's see, got a bar here. So with the coconut oil, and it just on contact, it already just starts to help absorb right into the skin. And then coconut oil in itself does have a lot of benefits. When you're, obviously it's something that's very popular to cook with, so you know it's safe. Same with shea butter, by the way. It's actually an edible product. So shea butter, coconut oil needs one more thing to make it into a solid bar instead of a cream. And the reason I like having a solid bar is because beeswax kind of works like an emollient. It's going to lock those ingredients in, and then it lasts a whole lot longer in your skin. So that's what we love about beeswax being added. And the scent, it has a nice, just natural honey scent. So it works great for that. And then here I put on the bottom right is just, if you want to add a little essential oil to a lotion bar for scent, you definitely can. And there's just all kinds of therapeutic benefits to that, whether you want it just to be a citrus essential oil that will energize you for the day, or a lavender that will relax you. There are all kinds of reasons and different uses for various essential oils to be added. So that wraps up the reasons why having a water-free, waterless lotion bar is, or any kind of lotion that has no water, is the best for your skin. It works for those dry splits and cuts that you have. And it's just amazing. It feels very good going on. You don't have to reapply it all the time. It's great for taking onto the airplane. It's easy to apply not only to your skin, but to a child's skin. It makes actually a great massage bar. So if you feel like you've got a child that just needs a little bit of calming down, take a lavender lotion bar and just massage it into your child's skin. And especially if they have some kind of a skin irritant, it's going to be great to help fix that too. And they'll enjoy the scent as well.